This is the Football Show. It's good to be back. Arsenal picked up just where they left off before the World Cup and now 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League. They came from behind to beat West Ham 3-1 at the Emirates, much to the delight of a very special guest in the stands.
They allow them to do everything that they want. What I tell them is that we have to focus on us. We cannot control what the opponents are going to do, how good they're going to become, or how many points they're going to earn or drop. So we have to focus in our performance, in what we do every day and what has brought us here, which is not a coincidence. So we just need to keep doing what we are doing.
Well, as you saw a moment ago, Arsene Wenger returned to the Emirates for the first time since leaving in 2018. And Arteta revealed he wanted to keep it a secret.
No, the players didn't know. Obviously, we wanted to keep it quiet and allow that space for Arsene. Stan and George are here as well, and it was a really special day. Thank you so much for him coming. Hopefully, walking through the building, he's going to feel everything that everybody thinks of him, everything that he left here, but as well his presence is something that has to be very, very attached to this football club. So thank you for doing that, because it means a lot, I think, for everybody at the club.
Very touching words there from Mikel Arteta, wasn't there? And how surprised are you? It shows the pain that Arsene Wenger felt, I guess, that he hasn't been back since. Are you surprised that that was his first return? Yeah,
I was. I heard it yesterday and I thought, is that right? Is that the first time he's actually been back? But it just shows, doesn't it, how, you know, sort of emotionally invested you get with a football club, and you know, clearly he has been. So yeah, now it was nice to see him there enjoying a really good sort of Arsenal performance. Yeah, and it's great to see him back. And like you say, Mikel Arteta speaks very highly of him. So yeah, he can just sit and enjoy the football now.
That smile he had, I think that was for the Martinelli goal. It was almost like, yeah, OK, that was good. That was good. It got the approval, didn't it? The football Arsenal are playing at the moment, the way they're going about things under what was one of his prodigies, it must bring a smile to his face.
Absolutely. To see the style of football that they're playing, it is sort of the football that Arsene Wenger brought into Arsenal, he brought to the Premier League, and now we're seeing it replicated by Mikel Arteta, doing an incredible job. This is a good team, a very, very good team. I think Mikel Arteta's right. I think they will need help in the transfer window. I think we know that they're looking, they're active within the window. If he gets in the signings that he obviously has put forward to the board, we don't know who they are, but if you look at the acquisitions that they've had in the recent transfer windows, they do their due diligence now. They look at players who are going to contribute to the team straight away, who are also for the future. I think it's been such a good appointment by Arsenal. It was questioned by everyone. Yeah, it was. I think because it was his first job, such a high-profile job as well. Was he just Pep Guardiola's man? Was he just sort of from that blueprint, and could he handle things himself? And I think what we've seen from Mikel Arteta is that he handles big situations extremely well, whether it's moving players on, dealing with things. I think one of the biggest things he's dealt with, and I think he handled it unbelievably well, was the Xhaka situation. When he obviously fell out with the crowd, and the way he brought him back in and given that opportunity again, I think it's been brilliant management from him, and he's got the respect of not only the fans of what he's trying to achieve, because when they went a goal down yesterday, they were still behind him. They believed that this Arsenal team was good enough. But he's got the backing of the players, and that's exactly what you want. Yeah,
and I think that's the difference. It's like maybe in the past Arsenal have had like tests or obstacles that they've had to overcome, and they've struggled a little bit, whereas you feel like even yesterday there was another test for them. They go a goal down. They manage the game. They just look so calm, don't they? Jesus isn't playing, so it's how are they going to cope with that? They cope with it, and you mentioned it there. I think the fans and the atmosphere, it must be a pleasure to play in a stadium like that. They go a goal down and straight away the fans are singing, you know, singing Arsenal, and they feel calm. They think that they're going to find a way back. They're going to find a goal, and just the way of playing off the ball, on the ball, is they are a proper team and thoroughly deserve to be where they are.
I think it's really interesting as well. Don't forget, I think I'm trying to think of the time frame here, but maybe a year ago, 18 months ago, probably 18 months ago, the Arsenal fans wanted this board out. They were up in arms about the board, not backing the manager, not doing the right transfer business. It just shows you now with Edu and Mikel Arteta's relationship of how they want things run and backing the manager, believing in him, that there's no talk of that anymore. We don't hear anything about that. We hear only good things about how people's experiences of going to the game, how the feel-good factor is back around the club. And it just shows if you get the right people in the right places, how it can change very quickly.
I guess the test you were alluding to there, so let's debate that. No Gabriel Jesus, did they need to go in the market? They got Eddie Nketiah there. He had a few chances in the first half, didn't he? But he got his goal in this game. Did he pass that test?
It was a brilliant goal, wasn't it? And I think, of course, Jesus has come in and I think he's certainly helped this evolution of Arsenal, you know, the winning mentality that he brings, the quality that he brings. Yes, he went through a patch of not scoring, but it was everything else that he was providing for Arsenal, which I think was key. So I think we all looked at that game and thought, well, Jesus is going to be out for a period of time and Nketiah is going to have to step up. And I thought he did well. I thought he looked sharp. The goal was brilliant. It was a lovely sort of bit of play. And his movement and his finish was excellent. So it's a lot of pressure on him and it's can he consistently do it? I do think that, like you say, Arteta will be backed in January and you think, well, in that forward area, is that where you bring a player in? Because, I don't know, we don't know how long the Jesus injury is, but, it's a period of time where I think probably they just need help in that area. But from yesterday, you've got to say he certainly stepped up and played well.
Yeah.
Well, on a scale of 0 to 10, we're being really, really subtle and cunning and whatever is 10. Michaela Mudryk, most probably a 0 on that scale. Because I was interested to see. It's just genius. He posted a picture on his Instagram of him watching Arsenal last night. So make your mind on that one. But is he the kind of player... I mean, is he the kind of player Mikel Arteta needs?
He's a talent. He's a special talent. I think anyone who's seen him play will realise the type of player he is. I think it's interesting that he plays on the left-hand side, whether he play almost as a false 10 or whether he move Martinelli inside and feels Martinelli could play that role that Gabriel Jesus plays with that high intensity of pressing. I think it'll also push Nketiah as well, which is not a bad thing. Nketiah's record's been very good since with his starts. I think it's 11 and 13 with his starts in and around that anyway. So you know that he's going to be pushed as well. But again, I go back to the due diligence of the players. They wouldn't buy him without doing the due diligence and feeling that he fits into the system that they want to play. It wouldn't surprise me if they also went for a number 9 as well on top of that, because this opportunity might not come around again to go for the league for another 4 or 5 years, because teams are going to strengthen. It might be the opportunity where they go, we've really got to go for this and take this opportunity, because Liverpool, who we all thought would challenge, are not as close as we thought they'd be. Manchester City, everyone saw Haaland come in and said, well, they're going to walk the league. And now they found themselves 8 points clear. Granted, City have got games in hands, but they found themselves 8 points clear now, in a great position, and I think the board will react to that.